Hey guys, what's up? Um, First of all, I'd like to apologise for such a long break, hiatus, disappearance. Essentially, um, there's multiple reasons as to why that's the case. One being I moved and I was sort of not comfortable in the place of where I was to fully build myself. I hadn't fully organised everything, and it took a while to get all the stuff that I wanted to sort of be able to put it into a way that where I was happy or comfortable or comfortable enough to record and actually speak and be able to do stuff. It is a lot more quiet. However, it's in a much nicer neighborhood, so there's a lot more families about. So you might hear kids outside playing, which I'm sure I'm sure you guys will be okay with. Um, Secondly, the previous game that I was doing was the Ottoman Empire in Victoria 2, and that sort of just really dragged and slowly seemed to just kill my motivation a little bit, which is a bit of a problem, obviously, because when the main series that you're doing is based on that the thing that is boring you, finding motivation to do so becomes very very difficult. Um, and that's kind of why I sort of stopped. It's been a while, and I've wanted to continue. I wanted to find more, but I've sort of not had the drive nor the passion to do that, which I'm sure people understand because it happens in all forms of life. It's not just this one. And yeah, but now I'm back to where I feel at a good place to continue this and to start making new videos and to continue the journey and seeing where YouTube can lead me. But I know we said that we were going to do a Spain campaign with a few alterations. Let's put it. But first thing, or start right now anyway. Might start as well. It depends on my schedule. I think what we're going to do, or what I would like to do, is an Italian campaign where we unify Italy reasonably within the first 10 years, fairly easily as well, and then we sort of just become a monster in the Mediterranean. Really, I think that's fair. We go straight into sort of Miltech. We mobilize straight away. We're gonna be heavily issued on money. Like money's gonna be a huge problem. Let's turn all of this down, all that up. Uh, yep, we want to build one of them, and then that. Desperately hope we're gonna get a. Well, we're almost certainly gonna be in the sphere of the French, which is fine. And then we're gonna wait for a brief period of time until we can when the ships start building. That is when we're gonna ideally look to take our advantage of hitting up the two Sicilies, and we're not even going to piece them out. What the game plan is essentially is you beat them, siege all their land, and you just leave. So at that point, they are basically the rebels take hold, and that sort of allows you to easily get the Italian unification event. That's at least what is meant to happen. Okay, so we have enough for our navy. Provided we have a larger navy than them, they aren't actually going to attack us. It's always the case. Once is France. France is slowly working. They probably will very shortly, if anything, actually sphere us. Which means that our economy might tank a little bit, but we will certainly have the resources that we need. So we should have all of this fairly soon. I might see if we can manually buy clippers, unless there's a crazily large shortage, which there is. And I imagine that's because the UK is at war. Once their war ends over, getting Belgium back for the Dutch, then all the ship resources should become very easy to get. The one good thing that also happens from this war is we end up getting a large portion of what do you call it? A large amount of reforms passed, because they do siege us down, so our war resolution does go up and our consciousness does go up, but it means we end up passing things at a very, very early state in the game of things like, you know, free healthcare and good education system, which is really beneficial to us, you know, especially late game. It really adds all up. So, come on. So that's kind of where the planning process of it is, at least. I'm just kind of hoping that this war ends soon. It should do. What are you? You're a clipper. So stuff is still building, is it? Because I'm in the sphere of the French. It is. So I am able to build stuff now again, which means that it's time to start the humiliate sea beat before anything else happens. Should be nice and easy. So we've got an attack. Kind of don't know whether we want... Is there a defensive admiral? There's not. So we'll just leave it then for now. So it's 7. And he's building another 2 more man of wars and a frigate. That's fine. We'll continue going down the middle path. Because the game plan is... I didn't mean to press that. The game plan is to take Sicily. Hold Sicily for then. And then... See, they're already starting to mobilize because they know. But it's fine. If we can bait them into fighting us in Sicily, we should be okay. Get 3 more if we can. 1, 2, 3. They're going to start building. Yes, they are. And that should allow us to certainly push us directly over the limit of fighting them heavily. So bureaucrats are way over that accidentally. But what we'll do in there, we'll just start getting the soldiers on the go. Okay, so that's the navy sorted. So what we will do... Are they going to build up reasonably fast? If they do, then we'll keep them for the war. Yeah, okay. So I've made a few errors, not a lot. I've just sort of done things out of turn, whereas I should have built up the forces immediately. Excellent, done all that, and then... But being mobilised and having all these others hasn't actually hurt us in really any way, which is good. When they're done, we'll put them into this army just down here. Oh. Well, I certainly didn't see that. Bourbon France is back. Okay. Well, that has come as a surprise. Anyway, let's get this on the go. So we'll send them down there. And they demobilized because it took a while, so they unmobilized, which is really helpful. And then we'll get them over there. Get them on that boat, get them... So time is kind of the essence, because the quicker the longer I wait... So here, the longer it's going to take, or the shorter time periods it will have. So if we quickly siege all this down, and then what we'll do is we'll get conveniently that good general there, and it's quite cheesy, the strat actually, because as you can see they do have more men than us, if I'm not mistaken. 34 to my 17, so they should beat me, right? So the game plan is you split, you get that general over there, put him in, they come and attack. Now that they're engaged, go out. He's a defense 3, so you now pour troops all in. And those units cannot get across, which means that they automatically get stack wiped. And then you do the same thing again. Ooh, okay, yeah, sure. And then it should all be fine from that point onwards. Wait for this unit just to build up a little bit. Wait for them to come across, and bam, they're across. He's now going out, and we go back in again. And it's essentially, you understand the cycle now. It is largely a rinse and repeat operation. We've already killed a lot of the units. Once this is dead, this is their last army mainly. Yep. So they have 14 units now compared to our 17. So we've now completely turned the deficit around. Wait for them to sort of build up once more. Pay off some of the loans that we have. And then you go in. Thank you. And then that's another stack wipe for us. So this is largely a very easy process. And now we have the numbers advantage. So we begin to pour across. And they're already getting the Garibaldi Revolutionaries, which is exactly what we want. We just need them to cease them down enough that they end up taking Naples. And then that's it, pretty much. If they can take Naples, that is highly, highly beneficial to us. And then from that point onwards, we can kind of work out our next sort of move. So we need to take Naples. Their fleet's actually stronger than mine, so we won't intentionally engage it anyway. So this seems to largely be the plan. As I said, we're now starting to get some form of reforms because we are getting siege, which means we do have some war exhaustion, not as much as the two Sicilies, but we do have some. Naples is siege down. If we can get the rebels to spawn in Naples, we will then take our boys home. Oh, can they? I'm just chasing these people around. Am I going to get them? Thank God. Right. So we will take our fleet home. I'd imagine what's going to happen is there they go. They're starting to pour across. What we'll do is we'll ask for military access if we can get it. Yes. And then up here again, which we can. And then we'll send our boys home, essentially. So realistically, their army's dead. We just need them to siege down Naples. Once they've sieged down Naples, we can probably peace out because then we're no longer interested in fighting this war. This episode, again, is going to be slightly longer, purely because I just want to show you how simple it is to unify Italy within the first 5, 6, 7 years. So they're now sieging down everything. I think this is actually quite a fast time that I've managed to do this in. Well, it's 14 minutes, so that's not bad. They're sieging down Naples now, which means that I can peace out, get the prestige for the humiliate, and they've just sieged down Naples, and it shouldn't be too long until we. Unfortunately, we did get sieged down long enough, or we didn't have any high amounts of consciousness to get us to have our school system reforms, which is a bit of a problem. It doesn't always happen, which is a shame, but I mean, they managed to get Naples down, but they are unsieging it, which is a bit of an issue. Well, they're not anymore. So hopefully, I don't know exactly how long it takes for the event to fire, but I mean, the majority of Naples is entirely occupied. But so yeah, Naples, 2 Sicilies. And it should hopefully fire fairly soon. So we're getting a lot of political reformations, which is fine. That's also a good thing. And then we should, come on, where is it? Get medicine. Okay, that's fine. Get some education, because we have a very slow education gain here, which we could probably increase now. Decrease funding, decrease for that. So the entirety of Naples is sieged. And there it is. There is the one we need. That is 16 minutes roughly. And all we have to do now is press what you would never press this button ever. But now we have the Giuseppe Garibaldi, the Expedition of 1,000, which is when rebels spawn, and you get the button to press that, and there it is. Sometimes this happens where, you know, you get a nation that isn't willing to sort of separate just yet, which is a bit of a problem. It means you eventually have to fight them, but it's really not that big of a deal in considering, you know, we now have all of this. We now have a much larger army. We do, however, have the issue of the Austrians are going to make it a bit of a nightmare to take Tuscany. But at the same time, it's not like Tuscany is it's a reasonably high populated area, but it's not a high resource area, so we should be okay for just now. And we do have a constant casus belli on them, so overly, it's not that big of a deal. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining me for this first part, and this is definitely the start of a more serious recording basis. I'm going to try and stick back to the schedules. I'm going to upload different types of videos as well. And yeah, just all in all, I really hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will hopefully, you know, like, subscribe, stick around, please, because that's why I do it. I'm not doing this for any form of gain other than the fact that I enjoy playing video games and it's fun to share it with people. But yeah, I'll hopefully see you guys in the next part. Really hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you around.